So if you're here, you're probably looking for information on electroconvulsive therapy for depression, treatment-resistant depression, as well as some anxiety. Um, I'm starting my first treatment tomorrow. It's supposed to be a round of 12 treatments over the next 4 weeks. But I thought I'd start with just a little backstory and history into my depression and my treatments that I've had. Um, I've basically suffered from depression and anxiety for about 20 years now. I've tried different routes of getting help. I've done medication, I've done talk therapy, but up until a session that I had last year of a mental breakdown, I had never really put my full effort into getting help. I would tell therapists what I thought they wanted to hear. I would take my medication sporadically. I would tell myself, okay, I'm feeling better, time to take out, I don't need the meds anymore. Or with therapy, I would miss an appointment or two, and that gave me severe anxiety of embarrassment that I would just stop going. But last October, everything kind of came to a head during the pandemic and the fact that I wasn't working, and had a complete mental breakdown. Um, Started shaking uncontrollably, had a different voice in my head, was not having any suicidal ideation though. However, after the EMTs gave me some Haldol to calm me down and took me to the hospital, they basically found that I had fallen down during this seizure activity. That they chalked it up to myself being a harm to myself. So I was involuntarily committed for about 10 days. Following that, I did a partial hospitalization program and an intensive outpatient program. And that started really putting me on the road to wellness. I didn't miss those sessions. I participated regularly. I met with a psychiatrist there who, was really supportive of my medication, made only one small change. And the therapist that I found through a non VA agency has really helped me to get in touch with a lot of the back issues of what I had been going through most of my life. A lot came from my father's view, or my father's supposed view of me during my upbringing, that I never really got to deal with. He had passed away in 1994 when I was at the age of 22. He was 54, so I really didn't get a chance to know him as much as I would wanted to as an adult. More recently, in my treatment plan with a treatment-resistant department at the VA, we started TMS therapy, or transcranial magnetic stimulation. The plan was for me to do about 36 of these sessions, 5 days a week for 6 weeks, and then the 6 remaining sessions as like a taper off. The first 4 sessions were not what I expected. Apparently there had been some issue with the machine where it would start me at the therapeutic dose instead of a slow ramp up to where I needed to be. And instead of just a light little pulse tapping that all the websites I found pointed towards, the first couple pulses felt like a giant drill bit going into my head. Luckily, my doctor and the tech were there and immediately stopped what was going on, but it made every other session really apprehensive about how it would start. Because the first 4 sessions were like this. The first 2, they chalked up to, okay, we've gotten it fixed now, but sessions 3 and 4, it was just the same. So starting with treatment 5, I had them start the machine with the magnet or the coil away from my head so I could hear how loud it wasn't, how soft of a pulse it was going to be to start out with. And this went on. Following session number 12, my depression started getting a lot worse. I had read online about the valley that you can get with TMS where you feel better, and then there's a dip in how you feel following a couple of sessions, and then it's supposed to come back up. But this dip went severely low. I had suicidal ideation again. It didn't help that this was coming over the Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays, so there were gaps in my treatment where I would have a session on Wednesday and then I wouldn't see them again until the next Tuesday, see them on Wednesday, and then just other situations like that. So after session number 12, I said, we need to stop this. My doctor completely agreed that that my depression was fighting the treatment-resistant sessions. At that point, we started talking about the next options. I did not want to go the way of getting either ketamine nasal spray or ketamine infusion just because of some horror stories I had read online. Really don't know if they're factual. Didn't start really digging into them, but the idea was brought up to have the electroconvulsive therapy. We are doing this as an outpatient procedure where I'm going to get treatments on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays for about 4 weeks. There's going to be one gap in there for the Martin Luther King holiday, but other than that, I will have continual care on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting tomorrow, which is Wednesday, January 5th. So I should be done, hopefully, by the end of January. I have been told that there are possibilities of short-term memory loss during the treatment. So it is my plan to do a diary almost daily to kind of keep in touch with what I'm going through, talk to you about what sort of side effects I might be having. Hopefully there's going to be a success story at the end of all of this. I have watched other people's videos online, and you can see, or I've been able to see in them, the change in appearance and affect with what they're going through. And I am really hoping for the same treatment outlook for myself. I'm still a little bit nervous because I will be anesthetized for these sessions and purposely given a seizure. But I trust my doctor, my treatment team, to take care of me during all of this. I should point out that I have an incredibly supportive wife that is just the most amazing thing in my life that will be there for me. Other than that, I really don't have a support structure other than a virtual group that I meet with for through NAMI that I meet with on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they've been supportive as well. I don't know if I'd consider any of them friends, so to say, but maybe with this, it'll help me to open up more and find more good friends. But yeah, that first treatment is going to be tomorrow morning, and I plan on posting something immediately after. I hope this helps somebody, even if it's just one person. And I think right now it's even helping me. So, mission accomplished. And I will talk to y'all after the first session.